Okay, anyway, gotta make sure my audio and my microphone's okay before this thing starts, but, yes, this is me. This is the owner of this company, Antonio Noki. I'm here for a reason. Let's see if, my microphone's working, though. If it's not, then I'm gonna smack someone for my audio guide for not working for it. Oh, looks like it's working. Okay, perfect. Anyway, this here is company. This is me currently, the owner of this company, Antonio Noki. I've been the company owner since 2023, and I'm here for a reason. I have scheduled this press conference for a massive reason. I had some talks with my chairman of this company. Of course, if you do not know who the chairman of this company are, they're not only myself, but they are Tatsumi Fujinami, Ricky Choshu, and Inichiro Tenru. Those are the other chairman of the company other than myself. And last night after MSW, we had a meeting, a little emergency meeting that we had last night about our thoughts on him with MSW, thoughts with Shockwave, and some other things, and the upcoming 25 season. And I'm just going to share with all of you here today, with all the beautiful fans, and some of the wrestlers in the back will probably hear this too. But I do want to share about some of the reports and news and stuff like that we talked about during this meeting that we had last night. It was a late meeting, though. It was about 10 or 11 o'clock at night that we had this meeting at. It was right after MSW finished. We just went back to the offices and had the meeting, but basically, I'll go from start to finish about important stuff. So I'll get all the important things out of the way first for people that want to know all the important things. So for the people that want to know about the 25th season and our relationships with MSW and Shockwave Wrestling, so yes, we will be here for the 25 season. What I mean by here, of course, will be on 2K25, but it will take a little bit for that season to even begin with because that's another reason of relationships with MSW and Shockwave Wrestling. For people that do not know, with the cross-platform creations being kind of hindered this season, thanks to the island, we have decided to we're still going to feature a few people from MSW and Shockwave Wrestling, but again, this won't be a thing every day here. Mainly because, to me, Antonio Inoki, I don't think it's fair to always have their people on my cards when, because of the no cross-promotional wrestler thing, it doesn't seem fair if they can't use it doesn't seem fair if they can't use my company's wrestlers. And that's why, even though we're still going to have a good working relationship with both companies, is not only because I respect both companies, but it's always good to have competition. But like I said earlier, it doesn't seem fair to use their company's wrestlers if they're not allowed to use my company wrestlers. And so because of that, I mean, we have a bunch of new rookies coming in very soon. We have a lot of newer people coming in to the 25 roster. We have a new class of rookies training as we speak. They'll be debuting in 2K25 for the 25 season. And it's going to change some foundations of a lot of things. There's Shockwave Wrestling, by the way, Mr. Amazing / Ray Little. He's here tonight for this press conference. But like I said, for the 25 season, we're not going to feature as many MSW or Shockwave wrestlers. Well, that is not something that's in my equation right now. That is more so 2K's fault, not mine. But we'll still feature some of them, just not as much as we would usually do, just because, like I said, it's not fair, in my opinion, to use their wrestlers a lot if they can't use mine a lot. But anyway, I'll continue on what I was saying earlier. So like I said, we have a lot more rookies coming in for 25. We've been looking at a lot of people lately, training a lot, and fleshing out the inexperience and the experience, all of that such. So you see them in 25. Now, regarding this season, about 24, this is the conversation that me and my chairman had the longest discussions about on last night's meeting. and we had a vote, basically, us four. We had a vote about if we wanted to continue this season until 25 starts. And what I mean by what 25 starts is not when the game comes out, but more so when our roster and everything is ready for the people. And to our conclusion, to our votes, we've decided to continue this 24 season. The reason why is I'd rather have a complete roster, a complete arenas, completed titles, and everything else in a complete direction than a roster that's slim, a half-belt arena, and not many titles. And that is why we're continuing this season until our stuff is ready, because it seems more better for the fans. So this is more so just a decision for the fans than it is the staff. Now, we also talked about our thoughts on what happened last night with MSW, so spoilers if you haven't seen MSW yet. So if you haven't seen MSW, I'll probably mute the video audio or turn off your volume for this. But for the people that did see it, basically this has been a plan in the works since that evil bastard Marcus King decided to come into our world from the multiverse. We needed a plan to get that title off of that evil son of a gun. A title that he doesn't deserve. A title that really none of the Master Militia really deserves. Because let's face it, the Master Militia doesn't really deserve a title if they're not going to defend the title with honor and respect to the people that not only created the title, but also the fans in the building. But anyway, so I came together with a few people. Well, Kenny also did his own plan. And then we talked to Kenny and them. And so basically we came up with this plan to get the title off Marcus King any means necessary if the Iron Taylor failed. And yes, Taylor did fail last night inside the cell. But then our plan sprang into action. We stopped, we beat that man up, and we came across either one or two paths. It was either Trevor Johnson cashes in his contract, his wish contract, and becomes the champion. Or we have Kenta Kobashi cash in his contract to do that. Now, we went with the second option for a reason, and that is all Devin's fault of why the second option happened, and that's because he cashed in his other wish contract in our company. And so really, the reason why Marcus isn't champion is to blame someone like Devin, because he didn't think anything through. He decided to do something not smart, and that thing costed his friend a championship title, and why the man who was Kenta Kobashi is the MSW World Champion. And Kenta Kobashi is someone that can show the fans respect, can show the people in the back respect and honor, and can defend a world title with honor and respect. That is someone that you want showing your company who is the champion. But enough about MSW. I just got to quickly write a message here. You drink water here. Blaze, shut up. This is a press conference. No one cares about you. Blaze, if you want to talk like that, you can leave the building. You can leave this press conference, alright? You can leave this press conference if you just want to make it about yourself, you can leave this press conference. No one wants you as champion, Blaze. But anyway, enough about MSW. I want to talk about Shockwave for a minute here, because that was also a topic of talk last night at a meeting. And the thing with Shockwave is, yeah, Maloney's a champion, and look, I'm fine with him as a champion. He at least can defend the title, at least have some honor and respect, because he does respect the legends that came before him. The only issue is he works for Joe Masker. But the main of concern of Shockwave Wrestling is the simple fact of the multiverse. There are things that are going on over there that we need to stop, that we need to put an end to. And at some point, a sacrifice may have to be made to stop the multiverse from continuing. So at some point, we will have to go into that multiverse and break it down. What I mean by that is if we have to go through even the Shockwave Wrestling Multiversal Guardian to put an end to the multiverse, then no one is stopping us from doing that. Even the Guardian won't try to stop us from that. Because look, who can blame us for trying to stop the multiverse from what it's been doing the past, I don't know, God knows how long this thing's been open for now, since Vic Cruiser opened that damn portal. But it seems to be every month that this thing keeps being open, it gets worse and worse. It was at one point just a little fun thing to have those other characters from other realms and dimensions and cartoons and all that to be here, and see some of my old friends that passed. But that's, Joe Master decided to come through that portal and everything, and ever since Joe Master came back from Multiverse, everything is just flipped upside down. And basically, I think the only way that we can stop Marcus, the evil Marcus, and to stop people like Blaze and all of them, or Rays really, is to take that portal out and put them back where they belong. Because let's face it, they don't belong here anymore. They're not supposed to be here. They're here because Vic Cruiser decided to flip a switch, and it's changed wrestling for the worse. Yeah, I might lose some good people because of this multiverse shutting down, but look, I'd rather lose a couple bodies than lose entire companies. And so even if Vic Cruiser doesn't want it to happen, at some point, we have to stop it. But anyway, what I say about the multiverse, they're amazing. Well, I said that at some point we're going to have to go into that multiverse and shut it down. What I mean by shut down is put back everyone that came through that portal. And if that includes Vic Cruiser, if Vic Cruiser wants to stop us, then Vic Cruiser can also go in the multiverse where he can stay his ass there. And if the Shockwave Wrestling Multiversal Guardian wants to stop us from shutting down the multiverse, then sure, we can take him out too. As that multiverse has basically changed us for all the worse. Can't believe you said that. Well, there's your point. It might not be something you want to believe, but it's something that you must believe. But anyway, something about other things too. Another reason why we're also keeping this 24th season alive is mainly just because of everything that's going on with professional wrestling. Not just only MSW and Shockwave Wrestling, but wrestling as a whole has basically gotten a lot better, has interesting things now going at it. Again, spoiler if you haven't seen Elimination Chamber yet, but John Cena joined The Rock, and has basically just formed a team of Hollywood with The Rock. Yeah, Pro Wrestling Noah put on a huge event yesterday morning. New Japan starting to go into another direction with some new people, and a whole bunch of other indie federations have just started to blossom into a new stage. And that's another reason why we continue this season. But the last thing today that I want to end on is about what will happen next show. Our next show, which we're trying to plan maybe Friday. We might do on Friday. It just all depends on if the man that does this stuff wants to do it or not, considering that that's the day that 2K25 comes out. So if we do decide to do one on Friday, or Wednesday, either or, the big question is what's going to be the card looking like and what will happen that day? Well, it's pretty interesting. Me and my chairman decided to talk about it last night, and we figured one thing and one thing only. That with all of this strangeness going around with Devin and the world title, The Fiend, and then next we found out that wasn't really The Fiend all along. It was just, again, spoiler alert for if you haven't seen MSW, so amazing. Close your ears for a second. It wasn't The Fiend, it wasn't Plum, it wasn't all that, and it was attacked by someone else. It was a planned attack. But anyway, amazing. You can put your ears back on, by the way. We decided to book a title match for this first show that Devin must be defending that belt against someone else. And that someone else is going to be very interesting. I won't reveal who that first challenger is. But we have decided that the first episode, we're going to do a little cross-promotional type of episode for the first show. We're going to do a little MLW versus a different company type of thing for the first episode back from our little thing. As Mr. Amazing is saying that 0 Hour will be from Canada. Well, Marcus will like that. Well, the good Marcus King will like that. He'll be, of course, be there for that show. Our first will probably be over in Japan again. We haven't been in Japan in 2025 yet, so we're going to go over to Japan for our first show. But yeah, we're going to do a little cross-promotional show, as we'll have MLW versus Pro Wrestling Noah as our show. So basically, we're just going to have our guys versus their guys, and we'll have maybe a couple of like matches where it's MLW versus MLW and Noah versus Noah. But leading up to when our roster is ready for 25, of course, we're going to do some bigger shows. We're going to have title matches. We're going to have rivalries be really heated. I mean, look, if you look at what's been going on with Marcus and Joe Kenny, the evil Marcus and Joe Kenny, they've been really going back and forth. You can say the same with the Master Militia and the Rebirth Alliance. Of course, their rivalries won't end until the Master Militia or the Rebirth Alliance are dead. But, really, it seems to be now that the number one option that me and my chairman are going to try to do is to get that world championship off of Devin. Because the first step to taking down the Master Militia is to basically take all their gold away from them so that they can be reminded that they're no longer winners. And if they're no longer winners, then they'll start doubting themselves, and they might turn on each other. Again, there's another spoiler with MSW, but I won't talk about it. And once we take their titles away from them, and that might include taking the title off Devin, and that might include taking off the title of Drilla Maloney. Once we get those bitter belts off of them, the second plan to try to take them out is basically take them off by the foundations. And that's taking out Joe Master. If we have to take out Joe Master first to crumble the Master Militia, then so be it. We can take his ass out. I know we can. There's been people that have beaten him before and put him in a crippled state. There's definitely people that can still do that today. No matter if it's myself, Amazing, Kenny, or anyone else. By the way, there's Austin. This is just a little press conference, Austin, so you're not really missing much here. But if we have to take Master out first, take out the militia, hey, that's cool. And then once we take Master out, we go for the bigger heads after him. Because we know if we take out Joe, there's just going to be another body in the path that's going to lead them. No matter if it's Devin, Evil Marcus, or Finley, or Maloney, or anyone like that. So if we can chop off the heads of the militia and try to take them out before they can regroup, before they can regroup, there we go, then we will get them right where we want them. And the final step of taking out the militia is putting Joe, Evil Marcus, and the other members that are not supposed to be here back in that multiverse where they belong. Because face it, the Master Militia started because of the multiverse. And it's going to end by the multiverse. And like I said beforehand, if that includes sacrificing someone from our end, it will be a sacrifice that will be worthy. But I know Amazing will talk about that multiverse Thursday night in Canada. And hopefully he talks about it in the light that he wants to end the damn thing. Because this thing needs to end soon. Or it could consume all of wrestling. And we do not want that. I don't want that. My chairman don't want that. I don't think Shockwave wants it to happen. I don't think Kenny wants to happen, or Fattel, or Sanders, or Rage Tonic, or Corey Crichton wants that to happen. We might lose a whole bunch of legends because of that. But it's better to lose them than all of wrestling things to a multiverse. Now, the final thing I'm going to talk about is just pretty simple. It's about the contract in a case. So right now, there is no one with that contract in a case. I won't talk about why, because it's a spoiler. But there's no one right now here with a contract in case. We are not going to hold any matches for that contract in case for a while. The main reason why is, again, it's a spoiler. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't want to spoil what happened with that contract. But we're not going to hold anything with that. And to end this show, I'm going to talk about our first plans for the 25 season. For the 25 season, I plan to hold an entire few-week show about rookies. I want to feature our new rookies here. I want to make a bunch of our first shows of 25 all about our rookies and new people. Because our fans deserve to see the new ones. They want to see the people that are going to be the future of this company. And the rookies want to show to the fans who they are, how they're skilled, and what their wrestling ability is like. And so my plans are to build a tournament around the rookies and find and show the fans who they think is the best of the crop. And so I'm going to maybe make a title or a little, contract or something like that, or extra money thrown to sweeten the pot for that tournament for the rookies. For when push comes to shove. Amazing saying that we need a wrestling back, and I will agree with him. Oh, and by the way, yes, I am sponsored, by the way, to wear this suit. So I'm going to throw out a couple of sponsorships here. I am wearing a little Louis Vuitton here, if you want to know. I got this suit from Tommy Hilfiger. It was requested by a friend, so I got this nice little get up here for a sponsorship. Got a little watch on from Rolex. We have too many sponsors to go through right now, so I won't talk about some of the other ones that are sponsored by wrestlers. I do have a couple wrestlers here in this company that are sponsored by companies just to sell product, but I won't go into that here because that might take a whole hour and a half to explain all the sponsorships for wrestlers. But of course, we have Tokyo Sports sponsoring us, because not only does they sponsor New Japan, and I own New Japan Pro Wrestling, but they do write articles of us over in Japan, so that our fans over in Japan do get some news about us and things like that. Amazing says I used Manscaped this morning. There you go. We're not sponsored by them, or any of our wrestlers are, but you never know. It would be hilarious. I know that we do have a couple wrestlers here that are sponsored by food and drink companies, but again, I won't get into that here. That's a different day. But before we close off the year, I want to talk about just me here. I want to thank everyone that showed up for that big pay-per-view Hypnotic Highway a few days ago. It was a pleasure to save my career. And it's always going to be a pleasure to wrestle in front of everyone, no matter what country or what arena that I'm in. I'm always going to be grateful and honorable to wrestle in front of anyone that wants to see me. And I will continue fighting. I will continue wrestling. That is until this company is gone. I will continue and keep fighting on. But, again, I lost a chance of winning that world title at Hypnotic Highway. Does that mean I'm ever going to challenge for the title again? I could. I'm not appointed to it. I can always challenge for that world championship. I'm just not going to use my power to get me a shot of the world title, because it's not fair. I want it to at least be a fair opportunity, not an abuse of power. I'm not Joe Master, where I'm going to give my chance. I'm going to give everyone in my faction 10,000 title shots, or Vic Cruiser, or someone like that. I don't want to use my power to give me title shots, because it's not fair to the people in the back. Same with Coleman. Okay, Coleman still wrestles here, and I kind of I'm ashamed to say that he still wrestles here. But again, he's got a family and stuff to provide with, so I'm allowing him to wrestle here until he figures out some more things with that. But again, I'm still going to also wrestle for MSW and Shockwave and maybe even GCCW. Unless they don't want me to. It's their choice if they want me to keep wrestling for them or not. I'm not going to throw away opportunities. But before this this little press conference ends, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the people that watch this company. Thank you to the people that wrestle for this company. Thank you to the fans. Thank you to our staff. Thank you to Fujinami, Choshu, and Tenru for being my chairman. I thank you for all the people that stayed and watched this press conference. I thank you for the people that write articles about us. I thank the people that record our shows, our audio staff, our video staff, the backstage people, the people that help make book matches for our shows. And I want to, of course, thank MSW Shockwave Wrestling for being our great business partners, because without them, we wouldn't be doing this today anyway. And thanks to the 2K community of people. Not everyone in the 2K community of people are always great people, but they make great people for us. And without them, there would be no MEOW, there would be no MSW, there wouldn't be any Shockwave Wrestling, GCCW, CTL, FLH, any of them. There wouldn't be any of that if it wasn't for the great community of 2K creations. And we'll always be here until that creation community is wiped off the existence. And it seems to be 2K keeps trying to do that. No matter if it's trying to split us between an island, no matter if it's trying to downgrade the PC community, or tying creations between two separate buildings, we will still fight it. We will still be here until the day that 2K decides to throw it out the window. And when that happens, it's not going to be the community's fault. It will be theirs. And if they don't want to admit it, then that's the day that 2K will plummet to the ground, and they can only blame themselves for it. And again, by that time, who knows? Who knows by what that happens? We may have another wrestling game that we might gravitate towards too. I mean, look at the newer wrestling promotion games that are supposed to come out at some point in the next few years. Look at Ultra Pro Wrestling. What if Fire Pro comes back again? Heck, if Fire Pro comes back, I wouldn't mind moving over to there. Which, yeah, might suck if there's still 2K games coming out, but again, I might just hop over to Fire Pro if that comes back. Amazing thing I'd love to see if you do a creation video. Yeah, I do plan on making creation videos for anyone that wants to do it. Some of the first people that I will make creation videos on will include Marcus, will include David Finley, some of the Bullet, Gabe Kidd, Evil, some of those people. And of course, if you want to ask me for any creation videos, you are completely fine to message me or send me anything on Discord, Messenger, on Twitch here from Whispers or anything like that. Just ask. And I'll be happy to send you creation videos about certain people. Because I want to help the community. I want it to grow. I want it to be better. Does that mean that I have to agree with what everyone says and like everyone? No. This is the world after all, and we're not going to gravitate towards certain things. But yes, if anyone wants a creation video when it comes to arenas, titles, creations, shows, just ask. I'll be happy to oblige for it. Even movesets. If people want to ask me about making a video about movesets, I will. All you have to do is ask, and I will provide. Because look, 25, it might be a rocky road, but it will not be as much as a rocky road as the ice cream. And I just want to make things better for all the people that do this stuff. Us PC, Xbox One, and PS4 people are going to have it tough, but they won't break us? Exactly. But yeah, it's like I said earlier, by the way, this is the real Marcus now talking, not Inoki. Inoki's kind of ended a little earlier, but this is the real Marcus talking here. But again, if a different, cool, good pro wrestling game comes out again, so like Fire Pro makes another game, I might jump over just to stay with Fire Pro. Yeah, that means I might, not always... Does that mean I'm always going to be bad towards the 2K community, or people will have to bash me for leaving 2K? No. That just means I'm doing something different and for a change, and I feel like it might be better if stuff like that happens. Heck, if Wrestling Empire, or yeah, if like Wrestling Empire or Universe comes out on these consoles, will I do it? Probably. And that's again no slack on 2K. But with how recent 2K seems to keep fumbling the bag with their online, with their curation suites, with locking things behind certain modes, with glitches, with all of that, it just seems to be that every year they try to put something out, they're always taking 5 steps back for the worst. And the thing is, they keep messing up. It's their fault, and if they get dropped by WWE for a different company, they can blame themselves. They don't have to blame us. It's not our fault of why their buys keep going down. It's not our fault of why more people are not playing wrestling games. It's their fault. It's their responsibility to take action about why they keep losing sales of these games. And it's never going to be our fault. We always have opinions on things, and it's never going to change. If you want a good example of opinions and how things are going, look at a game company like Ubisoft. Ubisoft is falling apart. They've been falling apart the last few years. In their most recent game that's going to come out here on the 20th of March is a great example of it. It's divided people. It's thrown everyone in a tailspin. From disrespecting cultures to destroying things to throwing wrenches into history. But not only that, but I mean, there's people that will defend it and say that, gameplay and graphics looks good, that's fine. That's their choice. That's their thing. But again, we're talking difference here. 2K is starting to fall down into the opinion of greed and disclosure. And that's their own grave they're digging, really. If they want to keep doing that, go ahead, dig your own grave and throw yourself into the hole, because other companies will then rise up and take that wrestling pedigree from them and use it in their own way. Exactly, it's more than just graphics. Exactly. I mean, look at Ultra Pro Wrestling. That game probably won't be done until next year, or won't be out until 2026 or 2027. But look at it. It's not the most visually pleasing game. But from the ways that they're making it, they are putting so much effort into how they want it to look, into the way they want it to play. They want to do it like it was before. Does it mean it's going to be internationally successful? No, of course not. But that doesn't mean it's going to be a grand old time to play. And what about other stuff? Yeah, once if other wrestling game comes out, sure, I'll always give those a try, but that doesn't mean I'm going to throw it away. 2K try not to screw it up challenge possible. Yeah, there you go. But anyway, that's pretty much just going to do it for this press conference. I will talk about the channel update here pretty soon, as I want to do a channel update for everyone. So for the channel here, again, I do plan on making 2K25 videos when the game does come out, but that won't happen until I'm done with making rosters, something like that, and making people. We'll make a video on Marcus Kane most likely the day the game comes out, because I want to. But I'm going to, of course, do some showcase first. I might even make a My Rise playthrough. I might do My Rise for everyone here. I might do that. If the people want me to do it, I will make a My Rise playthrough. And not only that, but when I do My Rise, I'll do it blind. Like, again, I'm just going to do it my way, because it's my way or the highway. But if people want me to play My Rise, I will do My Rise. And I think it'll be a cool idea. If people want me to do a video on the island, I will do a video on the island to show them how different it is, or like if my opinions have changed about it. And 2K. 2K24 be laundered because of the island, and there you go. Hell, if people want me to do a My Faction video, I might do a My Faction video. I'm not, I'll do a My Faction video if maybe people want to talk about My Faction. Same with the island, same with My Rise, or other modes. But I also plan on bringing back baseball. I have a lot of ideas this year for baseball. I plan on doing, of course, doing the commentary for games. I plan on doing some Diamond Dynasty videos. I plan on doing a Road to the Show stuff. Yeah, you'll watch me play baseball here. So, I will suck at some parts of that game. So, again, that'd be hilarious. But I do plan on making a lot more MLB The Show 25 content for this year. Because from what they've shown, it looks like they put a lot of effort into the game this year. Does that mean it's going to be successful? Not really, but it looks like it's going to be the best baseball game since MLB The Show 21. And that's not including Super Mega Baseball 4. I'm probably going to do a Super Mega Baseball 4 video on Friday or Wednesday, probably Wednesday. And that's just because I like that game. There's people that are not going to like baseball, and that's fine with it, but it's an arcadey, fun game. And that is kind of a style that I like. I like some arcadey stuff. I like to be funny. And not only that, but those of doing Super Mega Baseball 4 and playing around the customization with and stuff like that, it gives me more ideas to make more wrestlers for my games. That's how I got the Super Mega Baseball 4. Making some people on there gave me inspirations to make people like Christian Barton and Eric Demon or Paul Martinez and the commentator for MLW, Xavier Martinez, which I do plan on making Paul and Xavier and Barton and all of them again in 25. So if anyone wants creation videos about those guys, just ask me. But again, those games like those give me inspiration to make people. Does that mean that it's going to be people that will be downloaded thousands or 100 times like some of my other creations? No. I mean, if you compare my Gabe Kids, Jack Perry's, and Evils, those get hundreds of downloads. I mean, my most downloaded person is Jack Perry. He has over I think 600 downloads now. But compared to some of my less downloaded people, but those less downloaded people are mainly just for certain reasons, like the Luthers, or some of my newer creations like Barton or Starks. Well, both the Stark brothers, or Mason Takayama. That doesn't mean that my most creative people would be downloaded a lot. That's just how that's just what I want to do. And it's the main reason why I play these wrestling games, is because I want to make people. I want to make fun stuff. I want to show my creativity off. Does it always mean that's going to create into the greatest show on earth, the greatest E-Federation ever? No. I don't, and that's the thing with my company. I don't do MUOW for money, for trying to dominate the E-Federation scene or to make the best product available. I don't do MUOW for that stuff. And I get messages and stuff like that from people saying, "Oh, why don't you do this or that?" Because I'm trying to help you make MUOW the greatest thing ever. And I just ignore it because I'm not doing this to do that. I do MUOW for fun. I do MUOW for creations. I do MUOW for creativity. I do it with my friends to have fun with it, to enjoy it, to escape the world, to make content for people, to have fans, to have suggestions and all that stuff. And is there going to be people that will try to take that stuff down? Yes. And again, those are just going to be people that want me to do it even more, to have fun with it and stuff like that. Not everyone's going to like my company. I know, this is kind of throwing shade. I know, but I just want to throw it out there. I know Paulie doesn't always like my stuff. That doesn't mean I have to hate Paulie with every fiber in my soul. But I'm always going to respect his opinions for saying things about it. Does that mean I'm always going to have to agree with what he says or turn what he says into my stuff? No. And that's fine. But again, I do these for other reasons. And I know Shockwave does it for his own reasons too. Exactly. You got it. Exactly. Same with what Amazing just said. You got to do it for you. And like I said, I don't agree with everything. I don't always turn every storyline suggestion I get into a storyline. Again, there's, I'm not going to name names here, but someone wanted a winner takes all match at the last pay-per-view. for like 2 sets of titles and shots at the contract case match on the line. And I at first I liked the idea, but then I thought about it and I turned it down. And the guy got mad at me for doing that. But like, I declined it because I gave myself time about it. I thought about it. And to me, I just thought it was not really a smart thing for all of the people that are involved in that match. Does that mean it's not an idea that I'm going to come back to? No. Exactly. I'm not going to always throw ideas away, never use them. I'm always going to have ideas stored, thrown somewhere else for a different day. Same with tournaments. I do tournaments here. And that's because I like wrestling tournaments. I always love doing wrestling tournaments. Does that mean, though, that I'm always going to fully commit to them? No. There's been 2 tournaments in this company's history that I did not finish. And that wasn't because I didn't want to finish it. That was just because, I just was kind of having a falling out with it. And there's always going to be tournaments and things like that here. And same with Legends. I'm not going to always have Legends on this company, but I'm always going to have them on here because I want to. Same with, like, Inoki. I have Inoki on here because not only because I like them, because I think it's a cool thing to have them on here. Same with Misawa, Kobashi, Abdullah the Butcher, Bruiser Brody. Those guys. If I wanted to make a whole federation about Legends, I would, but that's not what I want to do. And that's not what I'm here to do. And same with editing. I know that I'm going to get a lot of people ask why you not edit your videos as much. Because I'm always a guy that likes to do things uncut. I always like to leave bloopers in there and stuff like that. Like when I do commentary for these matches and do entrances for people, I'm always going to say stuff wrong and say names wrong. And that's just for fun. That's just for funny reasons. Or stutter over my words or have to repeat things because I'm always saying something wrong. And same with promos. Like when promos happen for 25, I've seen how the promos work for 2K25. And it's kind of cool that we get promos back again. And it's fun to do those. And it's our ways to make our own things, and that's the cool part about it. Does that mean that everything that I do in these promos, things like that, are things we're going to follow for year in, year out? No. It's never going to. And exactly what Taylor says. It's kind of my show and the videos I make. But that doesn't mean I'm going to turn away people's suggestions. I have done people's suggestions before for my shows and matches. I've done suggestions from other companies and such like that. And people have thrown me ideas that I really enjoyed doing. Again, when I had my older titles, I had a person ask me about making an open weight title and merging it with the junior title. Which, funny enough, is a person who I like a lot and is a YouTuber himself, but he doesn't do wrestling content. But he asked me about if that was an idea that sounded cool, and I said yes. And that's how the MUow Openweight Championship was made, because of the idea that a person gave to me. And it was an idea that I thought was a cool idea, and I did it. Okay, there you go, Taylor. But, other than those 2 things, I'm also going to do some other videos soon. And like, if you guys haven't seen my New Japan Cup predictions yet, I plan on making more predictions. I plan on making some lists for like top 10s and reactions to certain things. Like, I'm thinking about maybe doing a reaction video to Pro Wrestling Noah's memorial show. Well, not a memorial show. It's called Memorial Voyage. But yeah, I'm planning on doing a reaction to the results to it. And stuff like that. I'm not going to do like reaction videos or anything like that. It's again copyright and bull crap like that. But I'm just doing it because I want to, and I always want to keep people up to date. I mean, I plan at some point next week or this weekend to make a video about historical wrestling to give people knowledge about it. Does that mean people are going to always watch it and like it? No, of course not. There's people like that always are always going to be staying focused to one company or certain era of wrestling. But I'm always going to give people knowledge and stuff like that and have fun with it. Same with my predictions. Does that mean my predictions will be right? Nope. That's just the way I want it to do it. It's that fun stuff right there. And that's also a thing. I'm not always going to be doing YouTube and Twitch full time. Of course, there's always going to be an entire, there's going to be a time where I'm probably going to take a long break from it, stuff like that, or I might say that I might make another video another day and I might never do it again. It's just something that I want to do now for escaping and fun and creativity ideas. But again, does that mean I'm always going to do it every year? No. And same with leaving it. If I leave it for like a year or something like that, does that mean I'm never going to come back to it? No. That's just how my brain works and my strategies and smarts. That's how it works. And of course, whenever I take breaks or anything, I'm always going to let all you people know. Because to me, it's always good to let the fans that watch your stuff know before you do anything strange or out of nowhere. That's just, in my opinion, how it works. Again, with throwing WWE under the bus here, they have their own ideas that are great, and their suggestions that are great, but they've done things that are terrible, and they throw people away. And good ideas with what they've been doing, for example, with Omos. Omos was great overseas. He was doing awesome in Japan. He was fun to watch. He was dominant, and he was on an unbeaten streak as a tag team champion. And then out of the blue, not even a month into his dominant run over in Noah, they bring him back, and they've done nothing with him. Like, really? That doesn't make any sense. But I just had to throw WWE under the bus there for a second, because I'm not really that big of a WWE fan anymore. But, that's just how it goes. But anyway, from the real Marcus here to Inoki on the screen to all my fans and everything like that, I want to thank you for showing up to this press conference / channel update here. I always like doing these at least every month or two just for fun and to let people know what's going on with the channel and things like that. But I want to thank everyone here for watching the press conference and channel update here today. Make sure, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch MSW from last night, both parts. Crazy show it was, with an insane ending that I don't think will ever be beaten until the ending of Shockwave or MSW, like Wasteland or whatever the last big event is for Shockwave. Speaking of that, make sure if you subscribe to all the big guys here, like Shockwave or MSW, GCCW. You have Christopher Hovis, Dust 230. You got Prince Macau, aka Mad Senator Macau. You have a whole bunch of people that I could name names here for channels and stuff like that. Yeah, make sure if you are subscribed to those people to watch their stuff. You have Shockwave happening Thursday. There's going to be some big promos and matches with that stuff. You got GCCW happening Friday. You're going to have MSW Sunday. And when I come back on the air with my stuff, we'll find out. But anyway, that's going to be all for today's press conference and channel update. But we will see you all next time whenever we're back on the air for whatever we decide to do next.